shit is not easy, but it's worth it. PocaSPEAKS. This shit is not easy, but it's worth it. It's all about community. Spirituality is important. PocaSPEAKS. This shit is not easy, but it's worth it. PocaSPEAKS. This shit is not easy, but it's worth it. It's all about community. Spirituality is important. PocaSPEAKS. This shit is not easy, but it's worth it. PocaSPEAKS.
All right, hello, my loves. We already know why we're here. No need to really give a dissertation of why we're here, because we kind of understand that. I am basically going to be giving a unbiased synopsis, and we're going to kind of go through some footage. We're going to go through, some things that I found. And this is going to come from an unbiased perspective, okay? Because there's a lot of biases that are taking place and a lot of opinions in regards to what occurred yesterday. So for those who may not know, if you don't know, I don't know why, but for those who may not know, there was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump yesterday at his rally in Pennsylvania. There's a lot going on with that, so I'm going to basically go through the information that I found that I feel is a little strange. Again, I'm attempting to go through this without a bias. Do I personally like President Trump? Yes, I do. I mean, y'all know I don't have a reason to lie to you. However, I'm still looking at this from an unbiased perspective because there's a lot of information unfolding right now, and I don't trust nobody. Regardless of who I may feel is a better candidate, it doesn't have anything to do with my trust for any of these people, honestly. So yeah, we're just gonna go through some of the facts. We're gonna go through some of the information that has come out since yesterday. I'm going to try to go through some footage. The only thing is a lot of this footage is uncensored because I'm using Twitter. Y'all know Twitter got the most or the best footage of everything. But a lot of it is not censored, and some of the videos do show, blood, and one of the videos has one of the unalived people in the crowd. It's just like, I don't want to, get this video banned. So I'm going to try to find videos that are either blurred out or that just don't show any of that stuff. And hopefully we can get the same context. So a little background story on everything that's going on, or a better explanation of everything that happened and took place. And we're going to watch the actual shooting as well. Okay. Now, again, Trump was in Pennsylvania for a rally. Trump always does rallies, in different areas, as does any other president, right? Now, let's talk about what we do know. What we do know is every president, whether you are a former president or a current president, has Secret Service detail. blank fucking period. It does not matter. Doesn't matter if you haven't been president for 20 years. You're still going to have some type of Secret Service detail, because that's just what comes with it, you know. And especially because of the fact that at one point you were in one of the most one of the highest profile positions that there is, and you know a lot of information, you know a lot of governmental secrets, you know a lot of insider information, you know a lot of what's going on behind closed doors, you've read a lot of top secret information, you know, clearance information, things of that nature. So they keep you protected, which makes sense to me. Okay, makes sense to anybody. Trump is not the only former president with Secret Service detail. I just want to kind of put that out there. So with that being said, every rally that Trump does, he always has superb Secret Service detail. Okay. And this is not only coming from what I've seen. I haven't been to one of his rallies in person, but I've watched a lot of his rallies, and you always see his Secret Service team usually does not play about him. Period. Whoever he be having on his team, they get him in and out. They are very quick acting. You know, he usually has fantastic Secret Service detail. Anytime that we have seen him, anytime that he's done anything in the public eye, me living in DC, I've seen motorcades my whole life. Presidents traveling back and forth to different places, vice presidents, White House representatives, it doesn't matter. I've seen motorcades my entire life. So they always have really, really good protection is my point. Okay. And this is some of the things that we're getting to. Now, what strikes me very, very weird already off books about this situation is the lack of urgency. Okay, that's the first thing that kind of gets me. And again, we're going to get into the video, but I'm kind of giving a little synopsis before we get into it. The lack of urgency is what really makes me question this. I know a lot of people have been feeling like it was planned, or like, you know, Trump had a part to do with it. And at this point, honestly, we have no idea what's what. But I'm just going to go through the things that don't make sense to me. Okay. The first thing that doesn't make sense to me is anytime a president goes to any place outside of the White House, they send a team there in advance. Okay. Whether you're a former president or not, doesn't fucking matter. They send a team there days before the president shows up to that place. Why? Because this team is going to scout out all of the weak points. They're going to mark all of the locations and basically get a in-depth understanding of the landscape. Okay? Getting this understanding of the landscape helps them put people in position to make sure that they're covering all of their bases, so that there is no chance in hell that somebody can come and do what they did yesterday. Okay? Now, I can go back to high school when Barack Obama was in office, and I think it was like my senior year or something like that. I have no idea. But this is during the time Barack was in office. And again, I live in the DC, Maryland area, and my school was in Maryland. So it's outside of DC, but if you know the DMV area, you know that shit is 2 blinks away from each other. So Secret Service came out to my school, I want to say maybe a week before, or a couple days before Barack even came. And Barack wasn't even coming to my school. He was coming to the community college, literally right next door. So there's a high school and then there's a community college. They're literally across the parking lot from each other. So he was coming to speak at the community college. And they came to my school a week in advance to mark the different locations. There were snipers on the roof of our school. There were snipers on the roof of other buildings. There were, they came around the neighborhood that was surrounding the school and knocked on the doors and basically let people know, like, hey, this is this, this is that. The point is they did, you know, their security work prior to Barack even showing up. Okay? Which is protocol. That's what they're supposed to do, right? Now, yesterday, this shooter was able to not only successfully pull the trigger on Donald Trump, but he was able to get to the top of that roof without anybody knowing until the last minute. Now, let me find the original video. We're going to watch the original video first, and then we'll get into the other stuff. Let's see. Let me go on YouTube. So, again, for those just joining, this is an unbiased video. I'm not, in this video, I'm not Team Trump. I'm not Team Biden. I'm not Team nobody. I'm Team Truth. Okay? We just going through the facts of what we know and moving on from there. There is a lot of weird things that started to come out, and we're going to get into that too, especially regarding the shooter. All right, so let's go to the video. It's a little commercial, of course, because it's fucking YouTube. 15 commercials. All right, so let's pause it here. Let's share this screen. All right. All right, so we're going to take a look at this video. We'll probably watch it like 2 or 3 times just to make sure, you know, y'all see it. And then I'm going to, you know, of course, give y'all my 2 cents. So let's see.
Oh, that chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Like that. Okay, hold on. Let's refresh this page. Because why the heck I just start moving so damn slow? What's going on?
Well, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Because it looks like it. Let's see something. Hold on. It's moving too slow for me. Let's me see why it's moving slow. All right, let's try one more time. Hopefully. God damn it. People want to call me. Too much going on. All right, share screen. I'm moving fast enough for me. I don't know why it's moving so slow. I might have to do different tabs.
That's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Okay.
We're good. Shooter's down. Are we good to move? We're clear.
All right. So, based on the video, from what we can see, I might have to open a different tab because this is gonna piss me off for sure. But based on the video, we know that number one, it took way too fucking long for them to shoot back. That's the first thing that made me feel weird as hell about this whole situation, about this whole thing, is it took them way too fucking long to fire back. How and why the fuck does it even take you that long to see the motherfucker on top of the roof? Okay, because I'm gonna bring up the Twitter page in a second so that you guys can see. Let me close these out. I might have too many tabs open. Mind your business. Alright, close some of these. Okay, I might make it move a little faster. Let me see something here. It takes way too long for them to fire back for me. And this is where the speculation comes in. This is where people don't really know if Trump is behind it, meaning it took so long for them to fire back because this is something that Trump wanted to get shot, or, and again, I'm playing devil's advocate, so we're going to look at this from all angles, okay? I'm not team nobody but the truth in regards to this, okay? So if you're coming into this live, make sure that you are, looking at this from an open perspective, because that's the way that we're looking at it from today. So again, with it being a former president, right? Why is it taking you so fucking long to fire shots back at this person? That doesn't make sense to me. And it doesn't make sense to all of us. All of us are very confused in regards to why the fuck it took so long for, first off, how did they not know that that was a perimeter that they needed to cover? Okay, because again, in my history of living here in DC, in Maryland, where the White House is, where all of these politicians live, they will have a fucking sniper on every roof. Places you didn't even think they would need a sniper, they got one right there. Period. Because their job is to cover all bases. Their job is to make sure that nobody can infiltrate this area. Not only that, but during the actual event, they have people ready to blow your shit back. Okay, they not asking no questions. They not sitting here trying to, nothing. It's none of that. Ain't no talking. Ain't no, conversation. Ain't no questions. Ain't no who are you, where you come from. None of that. They putting metal to your ass first, and then they gonna figure out who you are after when they pull your fingerprints. Okay, so that makes no sense to me. Just to begin with, the fact that he was already that accessible. Okay, and this is what kind of makes me feel a little bit like it's an inside job, because anybody who has ever dealt with weapons, specifically rifles, guns, anything of that nature, that no person in their right mind would agree to be a potential target to a motherfucking rifle from 150 yards. Who is signing up for that? Okay, and again, this is unbiased. I'm just asking questions on all parts. Who in their right mind would agree? Hey, set up a fake ass person up there on the roof and let them aim a rifle past my head and get 2 to 3 shots off? Who the fuck is agreeing to that? I know a lot of y'all don't like Trump. I know a lot of y'all feel how y'all feel, but I'm just saying, let's use common sense. Don't let your hate for this man blind you to seeing things from a clear perspective, or blind you or stop you from asking the right questions. Who the fuck signs up to allow somebody to use an assault rifle to potentially take their life or to fake an assassination? That just doesn't make sense to me. That's just one of the ones I have to rule out, because that just does not make sense to me. And a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, Trump, he don't care. You think Trump is going to put his life in danger? Let's try to think about this from a couple different perspectives, okay? And again, we're going to get into the other facts as well later. But let's just use common sense. Before we even pull up all the facts, I like to use common sense, because a lot of y'all are allergic to common sense, and it shows. What does Trump gain from this? Now, a lot of people may say, well, it's going to put him higher in the polls, and it's going to solidify his presidency, and blah, 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 blah. Trump was already up in the polls, and the debate skyrocketed him in the polls. If you tuned into the debate between him and Biden, it was a clear win. There were people coming online who were the biggest Democratic supporters, the biggest Biden supporters, that even had to question shit after that debate. So coming off of that debate, Trump is already on an incline. Nothing comes from this, especially because it looks and appears that something is off about it. So why would he, okay, being the person who he is and who we've seen him to be, why would he put himself in a position where people are going to question him more? Because people automatically didn't believe this shit. So he had to know that people would not believe it, that there would be speculation, especially with the optics, the way that it looks, the different angles that are coming out, the different videos that are coming out. It does not look like something that is believable, as far as it just being something that just happened, right? A happenstance. It does not look like a happenstance. It doesn't look like an innocent event to occur. Something happened. Somebody let that boy get up on that fucking roof. We just need to figure out who. The question is not, did somebody let him get up there? The question is not, did somebody know he was up there? Obviously, they fucking did. What are we talking about? Obviously, they knew that man was up there. Not only that, but endless witnesses came out to say, and we're going to watch one of the witnesses as well, came out to let the public know that they seen the motherfucker climbing up, bear crawling to the end of the fucking roof with the rifle. They can see the rifle, and they can see the motherfucker bear crawling towards his position. And they are alerting the police. He said Secret Service was looking them dead in his motherfucking face, and they pointed to the roof. You got endless people. It was a group of people that was standing in that particular spot where they can see this motherfucker, and they're trying to tell the Secret Service, they're trying to tell the police, they're trying to tell anybody who has any type of authority to do something, that there's a fucking man on the roof with a gun. Like, what the fuck is going on? And if this was Biden, I would be asking the same fucking questions. What the fuck is going on? Why was the Secret Service ignoring this young man? And why wasn't that roof one of the roofs that the Secret Service was on anyway? What the fuck are we talking about? What are we talking about? That roof should have been secured. If that man could directly point that and aim that motherfucking weapon at Trump to the point where it grazed his ear, that roof should have been secured. That is a prime spot for anybody trying to get their shit off. It is 150 yards away. There's motherfuckers who kill deers 150 yards away. Are we like, what the fuck is going on? Have y'all ever went hunting or known some people that go hunting? That's an easy fucking target. That's an easy target. Period. Why the fuck wasn't that roof covered? Why was that roof not covered? And this is so much bigger than, oh, Trump got shot. No. An innocent man lost his life because of the fact that he was sitting, and let me see if I can pull up the map so y'all can get a better idea of what this shit look like. Because I want y'all to visually see this fucking map and how this shit don't make no fucking sense. It makes no damn sense. All right, perfect. Here's a picture right here. This is perfect. All right, boom. Let me share my screen. All right, so this is the fucking map. Come on. All right, boom. So the stage is here. Can y'all see my okay, cool. The stage is here. All right. Secret Service is here. The motherfucker is right here. What are we talking about? What the that should have had a sniper on it. Right here. There should have been a sniper right here. And then look at where the Secret Service was. You mean to tell me you was on top of this motherfucking roof and you couldn't look the fuck over here and see that this bitch was right here? You're trying to convince me that the fucking Secret Service, people who are trained, this is not the policemen, this is not the motherfucking fire department. This is the Secret Service. Okay? These motherfuckers run off of a whole different set of fucking rules. They don't ask you no questions. They put that iron in your skull, and then they figure out who you are. They don't ask you no fucking questions. They don't got time to sit here and talk and all. They don't have time to do none of that shit. Okay? So, Trump is here, right? Where this blue is, that's like the outside of the bleachers. Okay, so if you can imagine the bleachers being kind of like that. Okay, let me see if I can go back to. Let me see if it'll let me share this part so that y'all can see what I'm talking about. So if we go back here, what's this? Oops, how do we do that? Anywho, that's the curve of the stage, right? So the man who got shot was like over here somewhere, right? The reason why he was over here is my cursor showing up. Why my cursor not showing up anymore? Anywho, he was over where the little blue thing is, right? So the reason why he got shot is because the shooter was like to the side. So Trump is here. Okay, Trump is here. Yeah, Trump is here. All right. Then you got the people behind him. The person who died is like here. So he's directly like in front of Trump. And he went right through the head. Okay, the man who died right through the head because the person who shot is a 20-year-old who obviously don't know what the fuck he's doing. And I also believe that he got startled because as they were trying to let Secret Service know that there was a shooter, they started getting louder and louder and louder. The louder they got is when he eventually shot. Okay, it wasn't until he got pretty loud. I mean, the crowd of people who was standing right there in this field where you see this blue arrow in the middle, the crowd of people who were standing here. Oh, that's why it's not working, because I'm not on the fucking page. Doy. Let me go back. Hold on. The crowd of people who was standing by this little blue arrow here. Okay, they were standing like here in between all of this, which is why they was able to see this motherfucker up here by this X. Okay, now again, as they started getting louder, that's eventually when the man shot or fired his weapon. According to the video, it sounded like he fired 3 shots. Okay. The first shot went past Trump. The second one looked like it grazed his ear. And by the time it looked like he was about to shoot, or the time he shot the third one, that's when you hear the other guns coming. You can hear the difference in the caliber. Okay. Now, another thing that doesn't make sense to me, again, let me reiterate, is the fact that Secret Service was up here and couldn't see this motherfucker right here. The dude who eventually ended up shooting the perpetrator, whatever you want to call him, he stalled for a second. Okay? He stalled for a second. He took his eye off his scope and then he shot. It's very, very weird. So let me find that angle real fast, because I want y'all to see. That's another thing that made me feel like, okay, it's some insider shit going on. It's some insider shit going on. It's not making sense to me. Okay, it's really not adding up, because you don't hesitate. There's no time for hesitation if you're gonna call yourself a sniper for the Secret Service. Like, what the fuck do you mean you're hesitant? There are men in the fucking army who don't blink. You know what I'm saying? There's police officers that don't hesitate, and we know, because we bury our family members every 3 business weeks because of them fuck ass niggas. So you telling me you got the most important job? You have the most important job that there is, and your motherfucking ass hesitate? You take your eyes off your motherfucking scope? You let that man get a shot off? Do you know how I don't think y'all know how diabolical that is. For it to be the Secret Service and for it to be high caliber government, for anybody to get a shot off at any president, whether it is a candidate, whether it is a elected president or former president, how the fuck you get a shot off? That is crazy to me. That is crazy to me. Crazy to me. Okay, so let me find the other video. So it was confirmed, FBI confirms that the Republican, hold on, let me share my screen. I guess y'all might as well just watch what I'm looking at. FBI confirms that the Republican who shot Trump used an AR-15. Can y'all see that? The same gun more than 30 law enforcement officers were afraid to confront in the Uvalde, I think that's how you say it, that left 19 children dead. Okay, so we're getting into semantics at this point. Now, what video is this? Okay, this is TMZ, so it shouldn't be. Look at motherfuckers.
I hope he's turning this way. Be careful, guys. Get over here. I hope he's turning this way. Be careful, guys.
Look at how this motherfucker is. If bystanders can see him from the ground, I really want people to really think about this shit, okay? Because y'all know critical thinking is a lost art, and I hate that for everybody because I love using my brain. I love puzzles. I love to solve shit. But when things don't make sense to me, I'm not just going to assume a position, okay? I'm gonna be unbiased until some shit makes some fucking sense to me, and then I'm gonna pick what side makes some more fucking sense. How the fuck can people that are on the ground, this man is on a roof, how the fuck can people that's on the ground see him, and the Secret Service that's across the fucking field on a roof don't see him? And you want to convince me, people want to convince me that this shit is not a fucking setup? I'm leaning on the side of setup right now because this shit don't make no motherfucking sense. And the people were screaming before they even shot. So I'm gonna go back. I know it's a longer video on here. I'm gonna have to find it. But let me go back because I want y'all to hear how while you still see him in this crouching position, like you see him at the top, they're saying something. They're screaming. They are, saying something. And then you hear the shots go off, which means he got a shot off first, and then Secret Service returned fire.
Get over here!
You're not convincing me. Hold on, let me put my Wi-Fi on. Secret Service didn't see him on that roof. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. I don't care. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. You're not going to make me think or get me to believe that they didn't know that he was on that fucking roof like that. I'm not buying it. Maybe y'all buying it. I'm not fucking buying it. Am I paused? Okay, let's cut the Wi-Fi back off. All right, I thought the Wi-Fi would help. It made it worse. My screen should clear up in a second. Yeah, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that they didn't know that he was up there. It's way too evident. It's way too obvious. If again, people can see it from being on the ground, if people can see it from just being attendees and walking past the motherfucker, how could Secret Service not see it? That's not making sense to me. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all. Maybe it do, maybe it don't. But the damn shit don't make sense to me. So let's find. I want to find the guy who spoke about what he saw, and how Secret Service and the police was ignoring him. Let's see. Okay, this is the guy. All right, so it might act a little weird, but the audio should be intact. So as long as you can hear them, we're good.
You noticed the guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. Hey, right here on the roof, we can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. Now pulled him off the stage. I'm pointing at him for 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this.
Up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely, at least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling police and the Secret Service.
We were telling.
At least 3 to 4 minutes. At least 3 to 4 minutes. They were trying to tell you that it's a fucking gun on the roof, and nobody is taking this seriously. Now, the only reason I don't feel like Trump is in on it, again, this is based on the fact that I have. If more facts come out, then I have no problem changing my premise. But the reason at this point that I feel like Trump himself is not in on this shit is because of his fucking face when them damn shots start going off. Number one. Number two, nobody volunteers to get in front of an AR-15 at 150 yards away, bro. Especially allowing a 20-year-old to be the one to shoot this bitch. If Trump was in on it, wouldn't it make more sense for him to get someone that is qualified to make sure that they don't fucking kill him by accident? Using common sense. Feelings about Trump aside, feeling like he this and that aside. Let's just use basic common fucking sense. If I was gonna hire someone to make it look like there was an attempt on my life, I'm getting the most prestigious shooter that I can find. Do you understand me? I'm getting the most color, the most decorated, the most private eye ass nigga I can find. You hear me? I'm getting somebody who can shoot their target from 500 yards on a windy day downhill. Do you hear me? Like, I'm getting someone who is an expert, a fucking expert at shooting. If I'm going to put my life in jeopardy and possibly be a target of an assault rifle, we're not talking about a little pew pew. We're talking about something that is created to get your ass. Okay? We're talking about a powered weapon that is ready for you. At 150 yards. That's not a very, very far distance to shoot an AR. You can hit a target pretty well at 150 yards using a fucking assault rifle. That's not a difficult range of distance to hit your target. You know what I'm saying? So if I wanted to make sure that I survived whatever setup I'm putting on, and this is what the people that saying Trump set this up for himself, I'm going to get someone better than a 20-year-old that has obviously no experience because they missed like a motherfucker and shot one man in the head, shot Trump, grazed his ear, shot at him more than once, only grazed his ear, shot another lady that was in the crowd. That doesn't sound like an expert. That doesn't sound like somebody who knows how to carry this out. That doesn't sound like somebody who knows what the fuck they doing. I'm not buying that. Now, if something else comes out, cool, right? But everything that is stacking against this shooter, it looks less and less and less like Trump set this up. And we're gonna get into why. Okay, we're about to get into why. Let's finish this. What he's saying.
Telling the police, we were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is it?
See, I mean, obviously, everyone when the
Now this is what doesn't make sense, all right? Because I watched this particular little interview a couple times yesterday and compared it to the pictures. Now he's saying they probably couldn't see him you know, because of where they were, and it was like a slant or angle, whatever he just said. That doesn't make sense to me, because how the fuck did they shoot him then? How you shoot a target you can't see? Eventually, they shot his motherfucking ass. So, you can't see him crawling onto the roof. You can't see him bear crawling to the edge of the roof. You can't see him sitting there with his rifle, ready, engaged, okay, bullet in the chamber, ready to take Trump head off. You can't see none of that. But then you can see him when it's time to shoot. Do they think I'm boo-boo the motherfucking fool? Do they think I woke up yesterday? Hell nah. How the fuck you mean you couldn't see him? But you shot him. You don't shoot somebody you can't see. That's a contradictory statement. That doesn't make sense.
The shooting started. Everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, we just be careful because we don't know quite who's watching. But you're pretty sure they shot the guy.
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
Like they shot the guy.
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
Come on, bro. Are we buying this for real? Honestly. And this is just, again, this is an unbiased. Now I want to show y'all how the fucking snipers hesitated. They didn't shoot him immediately, and I find that very strange, because why did it take so long for y'all to fire a shot? And why did, let me see if I can find a better quality video of the Secret Service on the roof. Where is the video? Ooh. Okay, look. So they got Secret Service looking over there. This is why I have a love-hate relationship with the time that we're in, right? Of course I hate it because it's a lot going on, it's a lot of bullshit, it's a lot of back and forth. But I love it because you can't escape the fucking facts. Everybody got a phone. People were out there recording, and nowadays people record every fucking thing, which can be very annoying. But in times like this, it's a reason why we protect the First Amendment, okay? Freedom of speech and freedom of the press. We protect these things for this very reason, okay? Because back in the day, they didn't have everybody with an iPhone and a camera to be able to say, this don't look right, that don't look right, and compare and contrast footage. But we can now, okay? And that's just such a beautiful part of the age that we're in, being in the age of Aquarius. All right, boom. So this is 7 minutes and 21 seconds before the shot. And look at them. This is Secret Service.
That's when I left office. That was the lowest point, and that comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months.
So my question is, what the fuck are y'all looking at that y'all ain't shooting at? You're aimed and you're looking at the motherfucker. You see the gun. Obviously, you got to see the fucking gun. If you can see him, you can see the fucking gun he got. Because the people on the ground, we just looked at the video of the people on the ground, and you can see him with the gun. Before he even shoots, you can see the fucking gun. So what the fuck are they looking at right now? You looking in your scope 42 seconds before the first shot, and the first shot wasn't y'all, it was him. So you looking at your scope, you looking in that same direction that you eventually take shots in, and you don't think to take shots first? Like, what is it? Oh, let me see if he's gonna shoot Trump first. You know, let's focus on protecting the Fifth Amendment. You know, this don't have shit to do with protecting the fucking Fifth Amendment, because regular people have to conceal their weapons, and even if they don't conceal, they're not on top of a roof with a fucking rifle. That has nothing to do with Fifth Amendment. There are certain things that are completely off course. So I hear a lot of people saying, oh, this is the same motherfucker who was saying that they support gun laws. I support gun laws 100% legally. I feel like you should legally go through the process. But I 100% support gun laws. I feel like we should have the right to carry whatever the fuck we want to carry when we want to, period. It's fucking America. We bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, bitch. We got guns over here. It is what the fuck it is. So I support gun laws because you have the right to protect yourself. In the way that people acting, I support gun laws. But gun laws do not mean you can go up on the roof with a sniper, an assault rifle, and act like you're a fucking sniper for the fucking SEALs or something. That has nothing to do with the gun laws. So what is the reason that y'all looking at this man through y'all scope for 42 seconds before he is able to get 2 shots off of his weapon? Is there what the fuck could possibly be the explanation for that?
Months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened. Oh.
Now they shoot. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Y'all standing there with fucking binoculars on. Y'all didn't see that man on the roof. That's what you're trying to tell me. You standing there with binoculars on, but you did not see that man bear crawling on that motherfucking roof. All right. was I born yesterday? What the fuck going on? What is actually going on? My service is acting super weird. Hopefully it clears up now. Let me give it a second to catch up. But none of that makes sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense to y'all, but that specifically makes no motherfucking sense to me. How you got not one but 2 snipers on this particular roof. They're looking directly across the field to the other roof. 7 minutes before the motherfucker got a shot off, these bitches got binoculars on, and they looking over there. Like, y'all ain't see him? Or was y'all supposed to not see him? Okay. Now, let's get into who the shooter is. The shooter has been identified as Thomas Matthew Crooks. Okay? He, again, apparently is a 20-year-old. Not sure where he's from. I haven't looked into all of that because it really doesn't fucking matter. He's definitely from the U.S. So as long as he's not from a foreign-ass country, you know, it really doesn't fucking matter. Now, what's weird about... Let me... What's his name in? What's weird about this guy is... Michael... He was spotted in a commercial back in... Let Let me get the year so I can be for sure. He was spotted in a commercial back in 2023 for BlackRock. This is when we started to get into the setup. Okay? If you know about BlackRock, you already know. That puts the nail in the coffin. That puts the fucking nail in the coffin. BlackRock is one of the major corporations that are highly invested in a lot of weird dealings. Okay? BlackRock has been allegedly, I have to say allegedly for YouTube purposes, allegedly connected to a lot of different things, like Antifa. If you know who Antifa is, then you know. Wars, taking money, different things. Okay, BlackRock has been a part of a lot of different shit. Okay, and the person who just so happened to be able to take shots at Trump was in a BlackRock commercial in 2023. So I'm gonna show y'all. Hold on, let me click out and come back. Y'all give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to fix my screen. It's acting weird. Boom. All right. So let's do this. So this is a snippet.
My name is Brian DeLallo. I teach AP and Honors Economics in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Financial well-being to me is knowing that I can be free to do the things that I love to do. I hope when I retire someday, they say, you know, that guy made this place a special place to come to school.
Damn it, I missed it. They had him. This is him. This is your shooter. This is your shooter. This is the person who was able to take 2 shots at fucking Trump in a BlackRock commercial in 2023. You don't find that suspicious? Like, you don't find that suspicious? Not only that, but there has allegedly been details coming out about the head of the Secret Service, or the USSS, which is the United States Secret Service. Okay? I forget her name, but apparently there was some type of back and forth done when Trump requested more Secret Service detail for this specific event. Apparently they didn't want to give him more Secret Service detail. Let me see if I can go find that one too. This is all alleged, but you know me. I'm gonna give y'all everything that I see, everything that I'm seeing, so that y'all can keep up with everything that's going on as well. But all of this shit is super fucking weird. So Trump's team is denied more Secret Service protection for the weeks leading up to the event. Let's watch this. Hold on. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to drag a little bit, but as long as you can hear, fuck it.
No conspiracy talk for me today, but I did want to break down some reporting highlighting some disturbing patterns coming out of the Department of Homeland Security, which runs the Secret Service. It has now been reported by multiple outlets that Trump's Secret Service detail is just a fraction of the size of sitting presidents, with the campaign continually asking for more protections. Specifically, Secretary Mayorkas has denied repeated requests for more Secret Service protections for Trump. And Trump is not the only candidate being rebuffed by Secretary Mayorkas. Independent candidate Robert F.
Okay, so these motherfuckers was denying him extra Secret Service detail. You know how weird that is? And then he gets, there's an assassination attempt on his life a little bit later. That's not weird to y'all? That's weird to me in so many different fucking ways. Simply, you know, and specifically because of the fact that, why not? That would be my question. Why not? I don't think y'all understand how many Secret Service agents that there are. A lot of them are available and they're just waiting to be plugged into whatever job. So it's not like we have a Secret Service shortage or something. You know what I'm saying? We're not down on Secret Service people. Like, what the fuck? Why can't the man get more Secret Service detail? It feels like y'all don't want to protect him. It feels like you knew something was coming and you didn't want people to be there to help or to eliminate the process. And then if the this is just, again, me just drawing conclusions, okay, based on the facts that we have. If the Secret Service detail that was there, the snipers who were on top of the roof, were the same people who hesitated to take the shot, you don't think that they in cahoots? Or they working for the same people? I mean, put yourself in Trump's position, right? Now, we're not about to act like people have not been talking about unaliving this man for years. Same way they did Barack Obama. And Barack Obama had endless Secret Service detail. Endless. Okay? Because they were trying to convince us that the white people was going to be so mad that there's a black president, they was going to try to take him out. So he had buku Secret Service. Bush, buku Secret Service. Trump had buku Secret Service up until this day. Up until this specific event and the days leading up to this event is when Secret Service started to become questionable, which is very fucking weird to me. That's very weird to me. Why would you deny a former president and a presidential candidate access to more Secret Service agents based on what they feel they need? And then they're showing us that, you know, RFK Jr., who, you know, is also running, was denied Secret Service protection. And we know what happened to his daddy. Okay. We know. All right, let's see. Now, the director of the Secret Service apparently did a hearing. Connor wants users to appear for. Oh no, they want her to appear for a hearing. Comer wants USS Director Cheadle to appear for a hearing on Trump's shooting soon. His committee has oversight of Secret Service. My prayers, this is what Comer is saying, my prayers are with President Trump and the victims of the assassination attempt at today's rally in Pennsylvania. I thank the brave Secret Service members who put their lives at risk to protect President Trump and for the American patriots in the audience who helped innocent victims. Political violence in all forms is un-American and unacceptable. There are many questions and Americans demand answers. I have already contacted the Secret Service for a briefing and am also calling on Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle to appear for a hearing. The Oversight Committee will send a formal invitation soon. I don't know what the fuck soon means, but okay, I guess. Let's see. I thought it was something else on here talking about. And then the fact that Thursday is the day that they accept Trump as a nominee, an actual nominee for the presidential election, right? So it's very weird that, I'm not gonna say it's very weird because I mean it's obvious what the goal was here. To pin it on this little 20-year-old. Now this is the thing. This is where speculation comes into play a lot, right? Was the goal to try to take him out and y'all hired the 20-year-old as a fall person, hoping that he completed it? Or was the goal to do what he did, which was make it look like an attempt in order to make Trump look like he set it up? That's the dilemma I'm at. What was the goal? Was the goal to actually execute him, or was the goal to set him up where it looked like he set up his own execution? Is really what I want to know. I think, well, honestly, I have no idea. Yeah, a lot of people calling this an inside job at this point, specifically because of the information that's coming out about the 20-year-old. And then this is another thing that they were saying, right? Because the 20-year-old who shot him apparently was registered as a Republican. However, the motherfucker was donating to Democratic parties and showed up on a BlackRock commercial, which is a Democratic, which is usually supported. BlackRock usually supports the Democratic Party. So I'm very confused as to, and again, he's 20 years old, so he hasn't had an opportunity to vote yet. Okay, he turned 18 2 years ago, and Biden has been in office for 4 years. So the little nigga has not had an opportunity to vote. So him registering as a Republican and then taking a shot at Trump makes no fucking sense. That does not make sense. So my question would be, what's the angle? What the fuck is the angle with that? What's the point of them registering him or getting him to register? Because I know it wasn't something he did on his own, because you're supporting a whole nother Democratic Party than the one that you registered for, which is, a little strange. And then you took a shot. You registered as a Republican, but you took a shot at the Republican nominee. How does that make sense? That's like if I support, whoever, and then I go try to shoot him. That does not line up. That does not make sense. So why would that be? What would be the reason that they want this person to look like what you call it? Now, another thing that is coming up as well is the particular Secret Service agent who took his sweet time to shoot. They're also now looking at him because he had this red thing across his wrist, which apparently is associated with the Kabbalah and Judaism. So it was looking a lot like inside. It's looking a little inside-ish. I don't know. It's looking a little inside-ish. Because why the fuck do you have this thing on your wrist here? What is that for? Why do you have that on? That's very strange. It's very strange. We all think that that's very strange. The shooter. I'm not gonna say the J word too much because they'll quickly try to take my shit up off of here. You know, they run everything, so I ain't even gonna get into it with them. But they keep talking about how this man denied Trump, you know, in his repeated requests for more protection from the Secret Service, which makes no fucking sense to me. Why don't y'all want the man protected? The shooter was 390 feet from a clear shot at Trump. Witnesses saw the shooter climbing the roof with a rifle, advised security who did nothing. Secret Service agents did not completely cover up Trump's escape. And then another thing, going back to the original video that, you know, we watched at first, or attempted to watch at first, of him actually getting shot. Why the fuck they move so slow? Okay, they shooting at the man. You hear the first shot go off. Okay, this is after y'all been standing on a fucking roof with binoculars and shit, but you can't see the man. And that makes no fucking sense to me. How the fuck y'all can't see him? I'm still confused about that. But after he starts shooting, Secret Service, y'all took y'all sweet time getting to Trump. It's like y'all was waiting to see if one could connect first or something. Or it even looked like these motherfuckers wasn't even really trained to be Secret Service. It looked like people, have y'all ever seen like the spy movies where they'll go in and they'll basically get the uniform of wherever they about to rob, and they just look like regular people attending an event or some shit? Like, that's what that shit looked like. It looked like some people put on some motherfucking clothes to appear as Secret Service when really they wasn't, because they didn't move like they were trained to be Secret Service. Like, I don't know if y'all have ever seen Secret Service get a person, an important person, out the way. They don't give a fuck. Do you hear me? They will push a motherfucker. They will shoot you. They will run you over. They will bombard. They don't care. Their whole mission is to get that person to safety. And anybody who stands in their way of that will probably be a part of the motherfuckers that's unsafe. Period. My brother's father has been Secret Service I don't know how fucking long. Years. Damn near 20 years at this point. Secret Service does not play with your ass. I've visited the White House a few times in my childhood. I've lived in DC my whole life. The fucking museums in DC have armed guards with rifles. Standing outside of the fucking museums. Okay? So none of that shit makes no fucking sense to me, that they was moving so slow to try to get that man, quote unquote, out of harm's way. It doesn't make sense. Why was y'all moving so motherfucking slow? And I know a lot of people was like, well, they didn't move him out the way. They shouldn't have moved him out the way, because if somebody is shooting, right, until you neutralize the target, you don't know where the fuck it's coming from. So until you figure out where the shooter is coming from and you neutralize the target, you can't just move that man out in the open, right? So if you watch the video, you can hear them saying before they move him, after he drops to the floor, he grabbed his ear, he drops to the ground. Then you see Secret Service rushing. They didn't even rush in until this man dropped to the ground, which makes no fucking sense to me, because what the fuck did y'all think that was? You know what I'm saying? Y'all should have been active off the shit. The motherfucker shouldn't have even been able to shoot, if we're being honest, because y'all should have been able to see him. But let's say for conversation purposes you didn't see him. Okay, cool. Once you heard that first shot, y'all should have been on y'all way up there immediately, haul assing to that man. It took them way too long to get to him. Way too fucking long for me. That part just does not sit right with me. Now, what I really want people to think about is all of the reasons why they may want this to happen to Trump. Right? Because that's what I like to ask. If I see a lot of people attacking somebody, coming for somebody, I always want to ask why. I'm not one of the people that's just gonna believe and hop on a bandwagon and hate you too. Nah, because I like to have information. There's a lot of people who don't like me and they don't even know shit about me, but they just took somebody else's word. So I don't like going off of people's word. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go off of my experience and the things that I found out about you for myself. So if we look at Trump versus Biden, okay, why would they want Trump in this position? What are some of the things that Trump has done? Because Trump has already been president for 4 years. So for a lot of people who saying they scared that he's going to get in the office and turn it into a dictatorship and all this other shit, I think y'all forget that he already was the president once before. So, like, if he wanted to create a dictatorship and ship our asses to Africa or wherever the fuck else, he could have did that shit 8 years ago. Literally. Okay, he had 4 years to do it, and control of the country. So if that was the route we were going to walk down, we would have been walked down it. All right, so that's out. Now let's move on to what would be the reason, again, that you want Trump out of here. Trump is the same president that went to these countries and said, we're not giving y'all no more money. Trump is the same president that, created an eternal fund for HBCUs. He's the same president that gave us tax cuts. He's the same president that gave us the best economy we had. Everybody wants to talk about the stimulus checks. Trump wasn't even behind the stimulus checks, so that don't really have nothing to do with Trump. But the things that he did do, he is the first president to highlight sex trafficking and human trafficking, which is allegedly one of the biggest issues that our country is dealing with, and it has been dealing with for a while. There's nothing more big than that as far as a threat to the citizens of this country. He wants to close the borders down as far as allowing people to come through this country legally. We the only motherfucking country with an open door policy, and that makes no fucking sense. And then we the same country that is complaining about the economy. Well, yeah, if you let millions of illegal immigrants into your country, it's gonna fuck up a lot, especially when Biden is giving these immigrants money, a place to stay, schooling, and whatever the fuck else. And you got people who live in this country, was born and raised in this country, who can't even get a loan, who can't even get a couple dollars, who can't even get governmental assistance. And we're just handing, and when I say money, I'm not talking about no little short shit. I'm talking about thousands of dollars they're giving to these immigrants. They're giving them cards with thousands of dollars on it. Okay? This is the same Trump that during his 4 years, we wasn't in not one war. We wasn't warring against shit. Once Biden get in office, now we at war with this person, and now this person's at war with this, and now he talking shit to Russia, and what the fuck? Make it make sense. It sounds like somebody is trying to get him up out of there. And you just gotta ask questions. Like, if Trump really was a racist, if Trump really was all of these horrible things, the media wouldn't give a fuck that much. They love that type of shit. What are we talking about? Are we talking about the same media? Are we talking about the same motherfuckers who been hated us? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Why would it's almost like people who say, you know, the devil is going to make me burn in hell because I also don't fuck with God. Like, that just, it doesn't make sense. If you on my team and you act as if you act the same way I act, why the fuck would I try to make you out to be this horrible person? If anything, wouldn't it make more sense for them to push for that person to be the one to be president? Because if we look at the candidates that the media push, it's always the most fucked up choice. And it's always a choice that was already pre-selected. And if we look at the history, allegedly, of all of the presidents, them motherfuckers is related. Even Barack Obama is related to Bush. His mama is a Rothschild. So a lot of this shit, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that this was just a happenstance. I'm not buying that a 20-year-old boy was just able to walk into that vicinity and climb to the top of a roof and aim a gun at Trump's head and Secret Service don't see him. I'm not buying that. He was most definitely seen, but they obviously didn't want him to be seen. Obviously. But thanks to all of the citizens who was recording and who saw the motherfucker, they probably saved Trump's life. Because I think from the commotion of them saying he got a gun, y'all need to come over here. Let me see if I can find that video too before I hop off of here. And again, go do your own research on the situation. Don't be one of those people that just believe what the fuck everybody else is saying just because you claim to not like somebody. I don't give a fuck who I don't like. I'm always gonna look for the facts. It's not gonna make me like you after, but if you innocent, you innocent. It's not gonna make me like you after, but if you if you guilty, you guilty. It don't fucking matter. Okay? It does not fucking matter. It is what the fuck it is. I'm trying to find the video or the longer version of that first video that we watched when the witnesses were recording I should have liked all these videos so I could just go back in my likes on Twitter, but a nigga forgot. This is gonna be the last video I show before I get off of here. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. What side you stand on. Not even what side you stand on, but just what you think. Because with this shit, it's not no fucking sides, bro. It's really not no sides with this. Honestly, this should scare everybody. This should scare everybody. And it's not even about the election no more. It's about the government. It's about the fucking government. Because if y'all niggas could set up a president on TV, who the fuck are we? who are we to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all can get some shots off at him, we don't mean shit. You understand? Not at all. All right, let me see. I don't see it. I don't see that other full video. Let's see, is this it? Oh, that's the same one we watched. Yeah, I don't see it. I'm gonna have to go back and find it. Yeah, those are my 2 cents. I mean, at this point, from the research I've done so far, I really think that it's an inside job. I'm not gonna lie. I think that his Secret Service detail was infiltrated by whoever. Now, one thing that we also need to understand is there's a such thing called sleeper agents, and that's the scariest shit. Because these are motherfuckers who basically get in, they stay under the radar, they defend you, they'll work for you. Let's say it's a security team. Okay, let's just say security. Let's make it broad. It's a security team, right? And this security team does very, very important, work for large organizations and events and things of that nature. And there's a certain group that has it out for somebody that this security team eventually will have to protect, or whatever the case is, or be around, or whatever. So they will basically train somebody to be hired by this security team, and they will basically lay low until it is the moment for them to do whatever they're supposed to do, right? If you ever watched the movie Salt, that is a perfect movie to understand sleeper agents. Okay, that movie is goated. I love that movie. And we were supposed to get a part 2 for Salt, so I'm a little mad about that. But anyway, that's a perfect movie to explain to you, or to show to you, demonstrate to you what a sleeper agent looks like. Once this sleeper agent gets the call, they basically take out, whatever or whoever they're supposed to take out. And they don't really care. Yeah, my shit trying to act weird. Alright, I'm about to get off here. Because when I talk about certain shit, my stuff get to acting fucking weird. But anyway, I think it's a case of sleeper agents. Either that or they infiltrated Secret Service. And I don't think it's an infiltration meaning like they snuck through somebody and did this and that. No, I feel like whoever put the team together knew exactly what the instructions was. Now, I don't feel like all of the agents there are, with the bullshit. I don't. I feel like some of them probably didn't know, and then there's a group of them who did. Because in a situation like that, you can't work by yourself. You can't work by yourself. To properly ignore a shooter on a roof, that's not something you can work by yourself with, especially given the fact that it was 2 snipers on top of that roof. So you tell me not one of y'all saw this motherfucker? Not one of y'all saw the gun? Come on, bro. I'm not buying that. And anybody who hesitate in a position like that to protect the president, nah. Like you're Secret Service, you're a sniper as well. Like you're not just on the ground Secret Service agent. You're a sniper. So it is literally your job to snipe motherfuckers that are a potential threat to your boss, whoever you're protecting, whoever's detail you've been assigned to. So you, out of all people, should never hesitate. You, out of all people, should never get binoculars, stand on top of a roof, and miss a suspect that is 390 feet from you. I don't think y'all know how close 390 feet is. Like, that's not a long distance at all. That's not close to being a super long distance. That is very close. And you didn't see him, and I'm supposed to buy that. Not buying it. Those are my 2 cents. Again, Twitter is where I've been finding the bulk of the legit information. Of course, I see what I see on there, and then I go do my research behind to verify. But Twitter is always one of the best places to get real details on what the fuck is going on. Because a lot of these news stations, you can even tell that a lot of these news stations was in on it, because when the shit happened, these motherfuckers kept saying popping sounds. There was popping sounds at Trump's rally. There was some type of weird noise. Like, they did not never say gunshots, and that's very, very fucking weird to me within itself. Because what the fuck do you mean popping sounds, bitch? Y'all don't know what the fuck a gun sound like? Like, it really shows how many people actually have been in environments where they can speak on shit like this. Because obviously a lot of you motherfuckers have never heard what guns sound like from different distances. Number one, this wasn't a super close range shot. He was a couple hundred feet away. So it's going to sound different. It's also going to sound different on the audio of the video, right? But it's undoubtedly a fucking gun sound. Like, why the fuck is y'all putting out shit talking about it's a popping noise, and there was a popping noise? It took them at least an hour and a half, because I was following it from when the shit happened, and I know Spirit woke me up, because I literally woke up and the shit had happened 16 minutes ago. Like, I know Spirit woke me the fuck up, bro, because I was knocked. I was having me a good old nap, and once I woke up, Spirit told me to get on Twitter. I'm like, all right. I'm scrolling. First thing I see, Trump got shot. I watched the video. I immediately knew that it was gunshots. Nobody had to tell me that. Nobody had to convince me that. I didn't need no background knowledge. It was fucking obvious. Then another thing that's been pissing me off is people saying, oh, when he grabbed his ear and he looked at his hand, it wasn't no blood. Tell me you ain't never watched a crime show without telling me you ain't never watched a crime show. Telling me that you don't know how blood works without telling me that you don't know how blood works. Tell me you've never seen a gunshot wound without telling me you've never seen a gunshot wound. You think that in a couple of seconds it's going to be gushing blood? That man got shot. He held his ear. He did like this, and he immediately went down. That's not fast enough for there to be blood gushing. It takes time for the blood to get to that place and start to go out. Okay? This is not like a carotid artery or nothing. It's a fucking ear. So there's not going to be immediate blood. Once the shot was made and it went, he said it pierced his ear. I didn't see no hole, honestly, so I can't verify if his ear was actually pierced or grazed. He said himself via his account that it was pierced at the top. I don't know. Okay? Matter of fact, let me go on Twitter and see if there's some pictures of it while I'm talking so we can all look at it together. But I don't know. Okay? But either way, blood does not start to pour out that fast. That's not reality. Okay? Pierced ear. And that man was terrified. That man was terrified. Like, a lot of people saying, oh, well, he had wanted to get his shoes back on before they moved him, and he also wanted to he was more worried about throwing his hand up in the air. Y'all gotta understand, this man has been talking about for months that these people are trying to take him out. He's been talking about this for a while, that people are trying to take him out. So in the moment, what it looked like to me is he was letting people know that he's straight, he's good, that they, you know what I'm saying, I'm straight, I'm good. This is my thing. If this was Biden, nobody would have a problem with nothing. If anything, we would see the internet right now especially these news cycles, milking this shit. Do you hear me? If Biden was the one who took that picture with that bloody ass ear and raised his motherfucking fist to the democracy, do you know how they would have ate that shit up? Look at our president showing strength, showing grace. Look at our president showing that he is resilient. It is only because of the fact that it's Trump that everybody's trying to use that as a reason why he probably did it. Oh, he took time to pull his fist out and put his shoes back on and blah, 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 blah. He obviously set it up. But if Biden was to say, let me get my shoes and throw his motherfucking fist in the air, niggas would have ate that shit up. Period. So I don't want to hear that as being a reason. Like, my whole thing is keep it fair. Keep it fair. Keep it fair. Because if all this shit happened to Biden, you motherfuckers would not feel like it was a setup. You guys would not feel like it's staged. You guys would not feel like that nothing. The only thing that y'all would suspect is that Trump was behind it. Okay? And that he paid somebody to do that shit. That would be the first thing that all the Democrats will be talking about and all the Biden supporters will be talking about and trying to make the reason why that happened. It will automatically be Trump's fault. It will automatically be, if not Trump's fault, it would be, oh, it's the MAGA supporters. The people who support him is their fault. That's why I don't do the whole, first of all, I don't believe in politics. Okay? Because politics has never worked for black people. That's just number one. So I don't have a dog in this fight because I don't believe in politics. I understand how presidents are chosen. Okay? They are selected, not elected. Okay? And I understand that. So I don't have no dog in this fight. I'm just going based off of what makes the most sense. That's it. I don't even think I'm gonna fucking vote in November the way that shit is going. If I do vote, it will most definitely be, hi baby, it will most definitely be for Trump. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. And a lot of y'all talking about, well, have you read Project 25? Have you read Project 25? Have you researched Project 25? Because if you did, you would know that don't have shit to do with Trump. That whole thing was created by the Heritage Foundation, which is a separate entity that don't have shit to do with shit. And they put his name in it because they were talking about things that they would want him to do, or basically writing all that shit out with the idea that Trump is the one that would be in office. That's why you see Trump name in Project 25, whatever the fuck shit is called. But Trump never endorsed that. He never, if anything, he said that he did not endorse it. He made that very clear that he does not endorse that, and that the thing that he is endorsing is Agenda 47. Okay? If you go on his website, you don't see shit about no Project 25. You see Agenda 47 everywhere. All right? So, again, listen to, don't listen to people that just are talking, especially if it's coming from anywhere in the mainstream media. All of these motherfuckers have a job to make Trump look the worst. That's their fucking job. Is to make him look crazy, to make him look fraudulent, to make him look racist. And I always ask black people, why all of a sudden when Trump started running for president did he become racist? Because prior to him running for president, black people fuck with Trump the long way. He was in music videos. He was in movies. He was, at events, at black events. He dated black women. So when and where and how did we get this whole he's racist thing? And if you go and you watch any of his stuff, he recently actually said, specifically about black Americans, that we deserve more respect in this country because we built it. That doesn't sound racist to me. He specifically said that we shouldn't have immigrants coming into this country all willy-nilly because it is affecting black jobs. And everybody wanted to act like they were so fucking confused. What's a black job? What's a black job? The same thing as a black community, ho. The same thing as the black dollar. We have always talked about these things. Dr. Umar uses the same words. Black unemployment rates. That's the same thing as saying black jobs. So a lot of people like to pick and choose what they feel like is racist, but then we have whole laws that are still in place that Biden spearheaded. Okay, the reason why they're in place is because of Biden, and these laws affected hundreds of thousands of black men. Not only just Biden, but Kamala Harris as well, who is an Indian woman. She's not black, she's Indian. Literally, she has awards for being the first Indian woman to do this, the first Indian woman to do that. Now, all of a sudden, she's getting this label as being a black woman. She's not fucking black. She has 2 Indian-ass parents. What the fuck is going on right now? Y'all niggas is not listening to shit for yourself. Y'all niggas is not researching nothing for yourself. So when things happen, you just look like followers. You look like sheep. And I'm not saying this to say go and be a Trump supporter. No, that's not what the fuck I'm saying. All I'm saying is you shouldn't be a Biden supporter either, because he has more proof of racism than Trump does. So if you hate Trump for the little bit of what you think is racist, you should most definitely hate Biden for all of what actually is proven to be fucking racist. Him being on camera calling black people super predators and saying how he doesn't feel comfortable with his children going to school with Negroes. This is the shit that y'all fucking forget about. This is the shit that you probably don't even know about, because a lot of people get their information from the fucking news. And the news is not going to put on there that Biden called y'all some fucking super predators. The news is not going to put on there and reiterate the fact that Biden was a part of getting laws passed that had the biggest effect on Black Americans, Black American men to be more specific. The news is not going to show you the pictures of Biden speaking at the former head of the KKK's funeral. But you know who will? I will. So let's do that real quick. Let's do that, okay? Because a lot of y'all, again, y'all don't do no motherfucking research, and you know, y'all just be going off of hearsay. And I don't do that shit. If you gonna watch me, if you gonna, we go facts on this side, facts over feelings always. So let's play this video real fast. The video itself may be a little blurry, but as long as y'all can hear.
Back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter, or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parent. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street. That's number one. There's a consensus on that. Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them.
What? Excuse me, bitch? nigga just said, I know that we are the reason why these motherfuckers don't have shit. I know that it is our fault that black people and these black kids is all over the place. I know. But we still have to eliminate them because they're going to become predators. Bitch, fuck you. Number one. All right, I'm going to play this other video for y'all too. But what the fuck do you mean by that, ho?
The Nunes plan in the basement said, quote, we already have a nigger mayor. We don't need any more nigger big shots. And the court cited every major crime bill, every minor crime bill has had the name of the Democratic.
I wanted to
First
see
100 days. He's going to let the big wear a condom and clean of the Democratic bill. I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean and a nice looking guy. I mean,
he said, I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean and a nice looking guy. What the fuck do you mean articulate, bright, and clean? I just like, this is racist rhetoric. This is how racist people talk about black people. What the fuck do you mean clean, bitch? We've always been clean. We are the main demographic that prides ourselves in cleanliness to fucking begin with, ho. So what the fuck do you mean by that? We taught y'all how to wash y'all ass. Let's continue.
that's a storybook, man. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. It's a fully, I'm not joking.
I spent last summer going through the black sections of my town, holding rallies in parks, trying to get black men to understand it's not unmanly to wear a condom, getting women to understand they can say no, getting people in the position where testing matters. I got tested for AIDS. I know Barack got tested for AIDS. There's no shame in being tested for AIDS.
Romney wants to let he said in the first 100 days, he's going to let the big banks once again write their own rules. Unchain Wall Street. They're going to put you all back in chains. Most foreign policy experts around the world say is the wisest man in the Orient.
Large, very identifiable Somali community. I might add, if you ever come to the train station with me, you'll notice that I have great relationships with them because there's an awful lot of driving cabs.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
What responsibility do you think that Americans need to take to repair the legacy of slavery in our country?
We bring social workers into homes and parents to help them deal with how to raise their children. It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do.
I recognize that kid wearing a hoodie may very well be the next poet laureate and not a gangbanger.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
By the way, what you all know, but most people don't know, unlike the African American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly different attitudes about different things.
Have you taken a cognitive?
No, I haven't taken the test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying you, before you got in this program, you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not. What do you think, huh? Are you a junkie?
You see,
geez, the reason I was able to stay sequestered in my home is because some black woman was able to stack the grocery shelf. Young black entrepreneurs are just as capable of succeeding given the chance as white entrepreneurs are. But they don't have more.
What kind of a chance would a northeastern liberal like Joe Biden stand in the South if you were running in Democratic primaries against Southerners like Mark Warner and John Edwards?
Better than anybody else. And you don't know my state. My state was a slave.
The left has convinced so many people that Donald Trump is racist, and in no way, shape, or form is Joe Biden racist at all. I would say that these clips say otherwise. So share it with your Democrat friends, anyone who needs.
What the fuck? And I don't know if y'all seen this, but watch how he don't hug the black girl. Ooh, skip you. Look at her face. Oh, that's embarrassing as hell, dog. That's embarrassing as hell. That man says, skip you. Hang up on you. Don't want to hear it. Not in the mood. I know what is good for the Negro. Oh, this is him with the KKK leader. So y'all don't think that I'm cat. And look who Trump with. Look at the difference. Look, I'm just saying. Look at the fucking difference. Trump here with Muhammad Ali, Rosa Parks, okay, for whatever event this is. This motherfucker's up here with Robert Byrd, the KKK leader. And y'all worried that Trump is a support of racists. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else here. I'm gonna go to one more thing before we get off of here, because I've been seeing a lot of people try to say that Trump, because his name was in some of the Epstein files, that he was with that shit, which is cap. His name was mentioned in the files because he had, worked with Epstein before, was friends with Epstein, until he found out what Epstein was doing, and he was no longer friends with him. Trump is not on any flight logs going to that island, and trust me, I looked at the flight logs. We went through the flight logs together on here plenty of times, and on TikTok when I was on TikTok live. And he's not seen on any of those fucking flight logs. Period. I'm trying to find. There was a video. A compilation video that they put together about and then I'm gonna hop off here because it's time for me to smoke this shit and disturb my brain. Okay, here you go. I want y'all to look at how creepy this motherfucker is. And niggas talking about Trump. He fucking fucker.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're standing right next to me. There you go. And then we're going to have
There you go.
Daddy put his left hand in the Bible if he can.
Why would you want the kid beside you and not the
He's having fun. Thank you, sir. No serious guys. You should come here.
and we keep on getting her specific. Look at his hand. Here, bro.
That's nice.
Look at his fucking hands all over her face like that.
He knows I knew. I genuinely mean.
That's good to hear. One bigger shot. Come on in.
Do you know what my dad used to say? His granddaughter said, one job. Take care of the pop. That's important.
Okay, can I jump in with the baby? Could you guys come up
Don't tell me what. Here we go. Here we go.
Nah, bro. Fuck no. Fuck no. Now you tell me if you would want a nigga kissing all on your motherfucking child like that and touching all on their face and shit, and you convince me that shit is normal. A motherfucker who don't know your child, this not these people uncle, this not these people family member, this is a random ass motherfucker, and he is caressing their face. He keep pulling the little girl beside him. That shit is very fucking weird, okay? Especially when you research who his son is and the shit that his son be into. And the dealings that his son had with the very fucking country that these motherfuckers been sending endless money to. Okay? Go look and research Hunter Biden, which is Joe Biden's son. Okay? Because for real, Joe Biden should not even be a president. That motherfucker should be impeached for what's the word? What do you call it? Damn, I can't think of the word right now. But he should be motherfucking impeached for having dealings with other countries while being in a position of authority within the government. While he was a vice president for Obama, his son Hunter was out here doing business deals with the Ukraine. That's not alleged, okay? That's all information that they have fucking talked about that people seem to not give a fuck about. And then after Biden gets elected, after they quote unquote finesse the election, is what I'm gonna say. All of a sudden now we sending billions and billions of dollars to the fucking Ukraine. The same Ukraine that his son was working with while he was the vice president. And it's not just like, oh, a lot of people say, well, he don't got no control of what his son was doing. No, babe, him and his son was in cahoots. They was working together. His son had emails saying that he was going to tell the big man this, and they were going to have a meeting with the big man. Okay? Biden was the quote-unquote big man that they was talking about. So, all of this to say, like, please go do your research. Go look into things. Don't just take what the news says. Understand that the news is not your friend. Understand that the mainstream media is not your friend. They have a job to uphold whoever and whatever they're told to uphold. So however they got to do that, whatever they got to do, however they got to discredit whoever, they're going to fucking do that. But the facts will never stop being the facts. And the facts are always there. You just got to look for them. The same way that this shit just happened yesterday and now they finding out that little nigga was working with BlackRock. Come on, bro. Like, you can't hide shit from motherfuckers in 2024. It's the age of Aquarius. And I told y'all last week when I was doing that reading that something big was going to happen this weekend. So I really want y'all to start really paying attention to everything around you because, Spirit has been giving us a lot of downloads and a lot of insight on what the fuck is happening and what's to come. And a lot of y'all are not paying attention. A lot of y'all still so caught up in shit that don't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? The materialistic shit. And we're at war on many different levels. And the highest level of that is the spiritual realm. We are at war in the spiritual realm. There's a lot of shit going on. Okay, so move diligently, move intuitively, move knowledgeably. Okay, make sure that you're doing the background research for whatever you need to do it for. Love and light to everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you watched from the beginning, shout out to you. Of course, if y'all need to book any services, even though this video don't got nothing to do with services, feel free to go to my website to find any services. If you have any more information on this that you want to share, or if you have questions about whatever, if you want the links to any of the stuff that I pulled up, just inbox me or email me or whatever. Other than that, I'll be following this story pretty closely. Because I'm very intrigued. The Gemini in me has found a mystery. And if you know anything about Mercury signs, Gemini, Virgo, baby, once we get our eyes on something mysterious, babe, we're going all the way through. Okay? We gonna follow this shit till the wheels fall off because we just get invested in the facts. So I will be updating y'all according to what I see, what new information comes out, whatever. Tomorrow I'll be live, of course, on my regular live. And then if there's any updates that I need to give, I'll probably do a separate live. Okay. Tuesday, I'll be back on TikTok live for those who are interested as well. All right. Love and light to everybody. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week. Please be safe. Please be attentive. Pay attention to everything. Make sure that you're speaking protection over yourself, your family, your loved ones. And make sure that you're moving, diligently, paying attention to your surroundings, and your intuition most of all. All right, peace.